Hello everyone. So in this episode of Unreal Engine turn-based combat series, we are going to work on we are going to start working on the skills menu. So here you can see we have Y for items, X for skills, and F for attacks. So now let me stop the game because I'm going to start working on this. So this is the menu. So right now, as of the end of this episode, we are going to only create this menu, but it will not be connected to the game yet. We are just going to figure out how to create these buttons that represent different skills. So we will work on this, and then we will see how to connect it into the actual game. Alright, so before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done in my channel from my Patreon page. Once you become a member, you can access everything without any limits. So feel free to check it out. I'll leave the links in description below. Once you become a member, to the date there are 2000 videos. For each video, project files are available. And here is the full playlist of this series. Everything is implemented from scratch and explained. You can follow these episodes and implement everything by yourself too. Right, now let's get into today's episode. Okay, so this is what we have worked on so far. Now the next step that I want to focus on is when I press X, I need to see all the available actions. So it is same as this screen. So let me go back, and when I press the scales button, we should go to this screen where we see all these available skills that the player can use. So we are going to get started with creating this one widget, and then we will add 3 of them to a separate widget and place it like this, right? Alright, so to get started, let's go to our UI and actions. Yeah, this is the UI. Right. So this is the UI where we see the actions. Now we need something similar, but we should show skills. Right. So first, to get started, let's go to user interface and widget. Let's create a user interface widget blueprint bound action. I'm going to use this common button base bound action button as the parent. I'll call it WBP skill button. Open it. So we already see some errors. We need a text action name bounding name for this binding, and also input action widget. So we already created this action button. Let me just copy this. So because we are going to have the same elements here. Yeah, like this. Now let's define. So here, if I go to skill button, we can select a style. We already have this action button style, but that's not what we need. Let me go here. Let me reselect that. Where is it? Duplicate. I'll call it skill button. So in case you don't remember, we already created this everything you see here in the previous episodes. So if you don't remember anything, you can refer to the previous videos. Now here, this is the only thing that matters for now. We are using this texture, but according to our reference here, we need a background like this. So I created one. This might be good enough, so let's save it. Right, imported it here, skill BG Yeah, what's this? Some brush stroke. Okay, it should be fine. Now here for the skill button, I'll use that. 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐭. Compile. Now for the skill button, compile errors now because we have the action, text and the widget. So here let's choose skill button. Now it looks like this. I'll change this text to skill because this is a skill button. Now let's create a new widget. I'll choose common activatable widget, WBP skills. Now here let's add a canvas panel, and just like here, as a reference, I'll add this image. That where it had the image. Right, it's on the preview background. Let me copy that. Okay. Okay, now here let's add skill button. Be like this. I think we should create a reference image before anything. So something like this. Here, let me get my character like this, and then let me move this one over there. So I know the angle of the character is not matching the angle we see here, but right, so I created something like this as the reference. Skill reference. Okay. Right, now that is, I imported that here. Let's go to skills and use that as the reference. Okay, good. Now we can get a better idea on how large this skill button should be and the angle. Well, first let's just set some values. Size X. Set the opacity, make it a little bit transparent so we can easily match this, and the angle -10. That's close enough. We don't need to 100% match this, just need something close enough. Okay, now just like this, I would need 3 more, 2 more. Actually later on we will have more than that, but let's just start with 3, only 3 skills. Hold on. We can do something like this. We can get rid of the angle here because there is no skewing or anything. So we can just get rid of the angle here and wrap this with the vertical box. We might have problems with animations later, but that's okay. Wait, I wrapped the canvas panel with the vertical box. Okay, and let's wrap this with the size box. Okay. Okay, now let's add the angle here. Now, I think we don't need, or we can move this left a little bit. Yeah. Now I think we can get rid of the background and use the clear background so we can focus on our elements. Okay, and render opacity, put it back to 1. Alright. Okay, now to get the positions right, we should at least preview this with the close enough size to the way we are going to show this button. So here we have 700 and no 300 by 350. So width is 300. Let's use constant, and 350 divided by 3, something like this. Yeah, this should be moved to the left. No need to have this padding. Right, yeah, 10 we need. I'll change this to skill name. Sorry about caps. Skill name. Okay, let's go all caps. Yeah. Maybe this is a bit large. Push it down on the top. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, it is too big. Also, it shouldn't be bold, I feel like. Yeah. Yeah, better. And we need another text to show the skill description. Skill name. and this. Skill description. So this should be much smaller than this. Should I put for example skill damage info killed. Oh, sorry, I can't rename this because I get this error. So I have to keep the name for this text name. Right, I did add some description. This looks like not enough. Maybe this should be longer. We need to increase width. The other thing that we need to add is this number that says like how many skill points or these points that is required to perform this attack, this skill. So to add that, I think I created the same thing for the health bar. Maybe we can copy it from there. How did I create the, yeah, this part. AP, ability points. Now I remember. Okay, let's go to skill button, and it should be added. Maybe next to this. Next to this, let's paste. Why is it not there? Padding. Okay, this should be here. So to move it there, this is left aligned. This horizontal box is left aligned. I'll make it fill. Yeah, now it goes there. And then we need to move it up. It's at the padding or to the top, -10. Looks almost okay. Yeah, I think either this number should be bigger or this text should be smaller. Maybe let's try both. This instead of 80, let's try 60. And this. 14. Ready? Oh, it does, it does. It should move a bit more. Right, compile, skills. Okay, that's better. Right. Now let's create a simple function, a way to initialize this skill name and description and this key. Okay, for that, let's go to the skill button and here, set a function, initialize button, and here we have the image action icon and the action name, text action name. text. Let's promote this to variable. Sorry, let's call it skill name. And as the default value, I'll put skill name. And the action icon. Set brush from texture. Let's also promote this to a variable. Action icon. Not action, skill icon. I'll make this both instance editable and the default value. I'll use the same one, X. Copy, find it here. And we need a skill description as well. The text. Skill description. I'm gonna give the same thing as the default value. Right, and then here we can call it in the pre-construct initialize button. So we will see that in the preview. We might also need to connect this to construct. As well later on. Just leave it connected. Already. Now here. Now we can customize these. X. I had an A somewhere. Let me check it in the actions. Okay. Name. Let's say attack. Just I don't know. This one. Ice logs. Okay. And I'm going to stop this episode right here. So now we have this, but we are not done with this. We have a lot more to do, but I think this is a good place to stop this episode. So now in the next time we are going to dynamically connect this into the previous menu where we see the attack, aim, the basic actions, and when I select skills we should move to this menu. Alright, so thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download here in the better page. Link would be in the description below, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.